What's going on, y'all? This is your boy Kev coming to you with another video. This time I'm going to be looking at the Eastern Conference Finals between the top two seeds in the East. The number 2 seed Cleveland Cavaliers and the number 1 seed Boston Celtics. Now, obviously, Celtics win Game 7 over the Washington Wizards, 115-105, and they will host Cleveland on Wednesday night. I'm recording this on Monday night, but they will host Cleveland on Wednesday night in Boston. In the season series, both teams met 4 times. Cleveland taking 3 out of the 4. Obviously, LeBron James was a big part of that. Obviously, Kyrie, Love, and all those, Tristan, all those guys. I mean, I really like what Boston's doing. I really like him. They play hard-nosed defense. You know, they sold teams down. They sold teams down. They don't necessarily. They might necessarily stop a team, but they slow them down. You know, and they play with a lot of heart. That's what I love about them. I'm still picking the Cavaliers in 6. So I mean, you know, because there's just too much firepower on Cleveland's side. You got Kevin Love, you got Kyrie Irving, who can come alive in the fourth quarter and, you know, take over a game at any time, you know. And, of course, you have that other guy wearing number 23. You're always in the game when you got that guy wearing 23 on your team. So, you're always dangerous. So, yeah, I got Cleveland in six. Like I said, just too much star power on Cleveland. I just want to go over this projected starting lineups. Let's see, for Boston, you could it's probably gonna be Thomas, Bradley, Crowder. They might go with Mary Johnson too. Might go with Mary Johnson, and then they'll go with Horford as center. You look at Cleveland, they'll probably go Kyrie, probably J.R. Smith, LeBron, Love, and then Tristan Thompson in the paint. I just want to look at each position individually. You got the point guard matchup between Kyrie Irving and Isaiah Thomas. Now, to be honest, man, I think that's a stalemate. I mean, to be honest, I think that is a stalemate. You know, both of those guys, they will hurt you. That's gonna be a hell of a matchup. It's gonna be which point guard or which point guards can stop one another. I think this going. Well, to be honest, they probably won't be holding each other. Neither one is the best defender in my opinion, best perimeter defender. Because you probably see a lot of J.R. Smith on Thompson, or Iman Shumpert on Thomas. I'm sorry, Iman Shumpert on Thomas, and then you'll probably see a lot of Avery Bradley and Marcus Smart on Irving as well. So like I said, I look at the point guard matchup as a stalemate. Look at the shooting guard matchup or 2 guard, whatever you want to call them. You got J.R. Smith versus Avery Bradley. J.R. Smith is a streaky shooter. Avery Bradley is a lockdown defender. He's proven that he's been able to get it done. He's proven that he's been able to get it done offensively in these playoffs. So he's dangerous. He's dangerous, and I might give, and I give the side to Bradley in the 2 guard matchup. I haven't seen a lot from JR this year. I know he had that injury in the beginning of the season. I don't know if he's really fully recovered from that, so we'll see. But I give a 2 guard matchup to 2 guard edge to Bradley. Small forward. Yeah. Yeah. Jay Crowder versus LeBron James. You know, let's just say I'm not picking Jay Crowder. Anyway, power forward matchup: Kevin Love against Amir Johnson. Obviously, carrying Kevin Love. You know, can get it done from the three and and get it done in the post. I mean, he might be an Kevin Love. Kevin Love's post offense might be an X factor in this series. You know what he can do against the big guys of Boston. You know, like a Horford, Johnson, or Olynyk. You know, different guys that probably gonna be throwing at him. You know, and might want to see, because they're going to try it because I think Boston as a team, they're going to try to do as much as they can to, well, I should say, slow down and contain LeBron and Irving, because you know they like to either go pick and roll with LeBron and Kyrie, or they like to go with Thompson, pick and roll with one of them. But they really like that 1-3 pick and roll matchup because they want any defense to pick their poison. You know, they want. I mean, and that's a pretty tough job picking between LeBron and Kyrie. So, you know, I think the Celtics will try to do their best to slow that down, and I think it's something that's going to be interesting to look at is Kevin Love's post offense, what he can do in the paint, backing them down, getting those hook shots, you know, and all that. And plus, we got to watch out for Love on the glass as well. You know, he can get offensive rebounds as well, the defensive rebounds. Though, you know, when he gets those defensive rebounds, you know, we've seen the touchdown pass, you know, so many times to LeBron James. You know, when James got him behind defenses out in transition, Love able to hit him with that over the shoulder. You know, I mean, Love's the best in the game probably at the outlet pass. I mean, the thing is deadly. He was doing that back at UCLA. So, I mean, I do believe Love will be the X factor in this series. So yeah, yes, he obviously wins the battle there in the power forward spot. Now going to the center, got Horford versus Thompson. Obviously, Horford, you pick Horford offensively, but you pick Thompson defensively. You know, like I said, because of the way he can crash the boards as well, and then plus again they like to use Thompson a lot on those pick and rolls, where that frees Thompson up in the paint, where they either throw lobs or get it to him in the paint, and gives him easy dunks. Horford. Another big thing to watch will be Horford in the paint against Thompson. You know, how will Thompson defend Horford? Because Horford can put his back to the basket and hit the tough fadeaway jumpers. He can hit the hook shots. He has great footwork in the paint where he can get guys in the air and then draw fouls. Or he can get around. He can use that spin move on the baseline to get around guys and get an easy layup or a jam. You know, it's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough. Like I said, I think that's another stalemate. So you got two stalemates, and then it's 2-1 Cleveland. You know, because I picked James and Love over Bradley. And you look at the benches. Cleveland. Cleveland. I mean, the big performance from Olynyk and those guys tonight. Smart, Brown, Rozier. We'll see how they do in this series against Cleveland. But Cleveland's second unit, where you have Kyle Korver. Whoo. You have Iman Shumpert with his defensive three-point shooting. You have Darren Williams who's looking he's looking good. He's really looking good in his new role here in Cleveland. He really does. He really does. I mean, you know, of course he's not at that all-star level that he once was, but he's looking really good backing up Kyrie and backing up LeBron with that second unit. I think him and Smart is going to be a heck of a battle as well. As far as the backup point guard, that matchup is something to watch as well. And you got Channing Frye. He doesn't get that many minutes, but when he does, and he gets behind that 3-point line and he gets an open shot, look out. And wonder what Ty Lue will do with Richard Jefferson in this series. Jefferson didn't play a lot in that sweep of the come on now, what's the team? They haven't played in so long. I forgot which team they sweep the Raptors. When they sweep Jefferson didn't play as much, but we'll see what happens in this series, man. We'll see what happens in this series. But yeah, like I said, 3-1 Cleveland, as far as the starters and the bench and stuff. Yeah, I just believe that Cleveland will win in 6 games. I believe the Celtics can get to, like I said, they'll catch Cleveland slipping one game, and then they'll win the next game. Excuse me, not the next game, and then they'll win one more game. I'll say it now. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if the Celtics can pull a Game 7. I just don't believe that they'll get there. I believe that it'll be a 6-game series. Cleveland will get it done in Game 6 at home, and they will advance to their 3rd straight NBA Finals, as LeBron will advance to his 7th straight NBA Finals. Just an incredible run by James, man. He's basically dominated the 2000 teens. You know what I'm saying? All except for 2010. When the Lakers repeated as champions. LeBron has been in the finals every year. From 2001 through 2006. So we'll see, man. We'll see, but yeah, I do have Cleveland in 6. Like I said, for all that I've mentioned above. Let me know what you think about the Eastern Conference Finals. Let me know your prediction. Do you have Boston in 6? Do you have Boston in 7? Do you have Boston sweeping Cleveland? But yeah, man, appreciate y'all watching the video, man. And if you're watching this video, I wish you nothing but positive vibes only. Thank you guys so much, and I'm going to see you on the next video.